We are about to go beyond the gates of a property that was said to be owned by the now deceased Dr. Kevin Simith. You don't want to miss this coming up next on the program after we're about now to give you a detailed tour of the property and also the cost that Mr. Simith paid for the property. You don't want to miss this coming up next on the program. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk, and we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk. First, I must point out that the information that I'm about to share with you, this is public information as the property was listed for sale on many house websites. And this is not information that is made up. These are all factual information about the property, which I'm about to share with you. I have some photographs of inside the property and also just the general layout of the property to share with you right now on the program. But before I even divulge into the details of what we're about to really discuss on the program, I just want to backtrack a little bit as it relates to an interview I saw on television in Jamaica with a member of the now defamed church, and he really gave some chilling information as to what was going on inside the church on the night of October 17, in which a number of people were seriously hurt and a number of them as well lost their life based on the fact that the pastor basically went haywire. He went totally crazy, and words cannot even begin to describe what went on in that church on that fateful night. As I listened to this interview and what was going on, it was like a madhouse was erupting inside that church or ark or whatever they want to call it at that point in time. And the fact that the people had so much trust in this individual that they would have gained so much assurance from him and they would have put so much level of trust, and they actually believe in him to the point where they believe if they give up their life, they can be resurrected. And that's how serious it was. At one point in time during the interview that TVJ did with this individual, he said at one point he believed that this man was actually God. And this is how Pastor Simit, he was able to manipulate these people and use them in accordance to what he wanted to accomplish. First of all, he said that you're to refer to him as His Excellency. And many people have stated that before. This was what you had to refer to him as. He wanted to be treated as a king. He wanted to be treated with such power, and the people themselves, they gave him this power and let him feel as if he was untouchable. Untouchable to the point where he himself believed he had the power to resurrect people, and that he had that will and that drive in order to push people to do things what he wanted to, which was very evident as he instructed the police female on that night to fire at the police. And look what happened. He instructed other members of his congregation to carry out vicious act, especially on that female. And these people would have been a part of his own congregation. Whoa, I can tell you that what happened in this church, it seemed as if it is a Netflix series. I can't believe up to this point that this situation has really happened in Jamaica, and this situation happened in Montego Bay, and this situation actually happened in a church. This is really shocking, and it's very alarming to see what really transpired here inside this church. How this individual, Dr. Kevin Simit, he was able to manipulate these people to the point where they would take the life of their own members of the church. That's how serious this thing got. And that's how real this thing was. It seemed as if it's not real to the point where people are still in denial, especially members of the church. They still believe that this man is alive. They still believe that he is a supreme being, and they still believe that he has the power to resurrect people up until this point. Now we see how the situation unfolded, and we see how many people have been caught in the whole entire situation. Even that Jamaica Defense Force captain, he got caught in the whole entire situation, and now he had to retire from his position. And this position is a major role in the Jamaica Defense Force, and he had to retire based on his association with this pastor. This is not a good thing. I can tell you, this will forever be etched on the minds of many right across the world, and especially in Jamaica, because it's the first I've ever witnessed something such as this. You've heard stories, but not to the point where it actually manifests itself and all over social media. That's the difference with this. And this individual, he manipulated these people to the point where he used them to carry out such vicious acts. And this is what it all boils down to in the end. One individual now has to stand the full face of the law and try to see how best he can secure himself in order to be freed. However, he's the one that carried out the act. So it's going to be very hard for him based on the fact that the pastor manipulated them in such a way. But I don't really want to talk much about that. I really want to get into the real details, as I said before, that I really want to talk about. So the property that I want to talk about is a property that is located at 123 Hartfield, Iron Shore, Montego Bay, St. James. And this was a property that was said to be owned by the now deceased Dr. Kevin Simit. And the property is a 5-bedroom property, and it has 5 bathrooms, and it's a residential property. At the time the property listed for sale, the property was selling for 575,000 US. I will put the equivalent to Jamaican on screen for you. So that was what the property was for sale for at the time when Dr. Kevin Simid purchased the property. Now that's a whole lot of cash. That I believe is somewhere in the 80s of millions of dollars in Jamaica. And that would have been the cost that Pastor Simit would have forked out somewhere or another in order to purchase this property. So right now I'm about to give you some details as it relates to the property. I'm about to show you some images of the property as well, and give you an inside tour of the property as well. You don't want to miss that coming up now on Links 007 TV. Let's talk. So the property that I want to talk about, it's located at 123 Hartfield, Iron Shore, Montego Bay, St. James. And as you'll see there on the property, it said that it was sold, and that would have been when Dr. Kevin Simit would have purchased the property. If you look closer, the cost of the property was 557,000 US. I'll put the Jamaican equivalent to that as well. And the estimated mortgage was 2,671 per month, and that would have been in US dollars. So as it relates to the property now, the property has 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom, and it's stated to be 7,500 square feet, and it's on 15,467 square feet lot of land as well. Let's go inside the property now, and let me tell you more in relation to the interior of the property. So the interior of the property now, the property has security system. It has a garden area, water tank, water heater, ceiling fans. It is also grilled and fully fenced, fully wall as well. It can be used as a guest house, and it also has a jacuzzi. It also has a pool. The flooring is ceramic tile. It also has a double garage as well. The features now of the property include a view of the mountain. It's a central location in Montego Bay, easy access, family orientated, golf course is nearby, and a view of the ocean. So these were some of the actual amenities of the property as well. And this property is located in Montego Bay, and it's said to be a property that is owned by the now pastor. Now look at the cost of the property. It was actually 557,000 US. And first, when the property was listed, because I did my research, the property was first listed at 575,000 US dollars. And it seemed as if the owners kind of reduced the cost and released the property just a few months ago. Just might be just 12 months ago or so, the property was sold. So it's not been that long that the property was actually owned by this individual. But all I can say is that we're about now to just give you a tour of the inside of the property. And these images is the first that anyone has ever seen these images. And I'm about to share with you right now of what the property inside looks like. This is Link 007 TV exclusive report on this, and we're about now to provide you with this information right now, right here on the program. So let's go over to a tour of the interior of the property.